Hey boys and girls, this is a division lesson. This is lesson 1, part 1. But we're going to review some multiplication first because I want us to practice some times 5 facts. We did times 2 in the lesson before this, so we're going to practice some times 5. So in doing that, we're going to go over the 3 multiplication models. Okay, we did repeated addition, we did equal groups, and we did arrays. All right, repeated addition is where we just look at the same number is being repeated over and over. All right, this number is 5. We have 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now, when we write our multiplication sentence, we do how many times do we write 5? 3 times. What is the number we wrote? 5. And then to answer, we just count by 5s. Remember, very easy. We repeat it. We've got 3 times 5, so here are 3, 5, 10, 15. The times 5s are very easy because all we're doing is counting by 5s. All right, an equal group. Here are our groups. They are equal because they all have the same number. Okay, we look at how many groups are there? 6 groups of 5. That means there's 5 in each group. So when we write our multiplication sentence, we write the groups of first. How many groups? 6. What is in each group? 5. And then we count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or you can even hold up 6 fingers to represent your groups. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, then on the other side where the stars are, this is an array. Remember, array has straight rows and columns. It also shows us how to multiply. When we do an array, we count the rows first. Remember, the rows are horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows. Columns are the going down, or we can even just think of how many in the first row. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 4 rows with 5 in each one. 4 times 5. So we hold up 4 fingers, 5, 10, 15, 20, or we can count 5, 10, 15, 20. You can even, if it's not counting by 5s and it's harder, you can even go back and count them by 1s. All right, so if we are thinking about 5 facts, if we have 5 times 5, all right, well, you hold up 5 fingers. That's our groups. Count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 7 times 5. So that means we have 7 equal groups. Count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, 5 times 2 we learned last week. We learned if it's times 2, it's a double. So that would be 5 plus 5. So 5 times 2 is 10. All right, so these are some things to remember when we are practicing and practicing times 5, which you're going to be doing today. All right, now I want to go ahead and talk to you about division. And I need to erase this, so give me a moment. Now, the thing about division and multiplication go together just like addition and subtraction go together. So a lot of the ways that we learned and worked with addition, subtraction, we also will learn and work with multiplication and division. All right, so first of all, let's look at our vocabulary words. To divide something or division is where you split, or a big division word is share, a number into equal parts. You share it equally. That means each group, or if you're sharing with a person, each person, they all get the same number. Okay, when we are dividing, the answer to a division problem is called the quotient. Okay, that's a cool word, starts with a Q, a quotient. All right, now, to help us with division, I want us to think about multiplication. Just like we did with addition, we can think of fact families. So I'm going to draw our little house. Remember how we did our house for fact families. And when we did, we know that we used the same 3 numbers. Every fact family has the same 3 numbers. So if our numbers are 12, 4, and 3. All right, now this time we're talking about multiplication first. So there are 2 multiplication problems. So 2 multiplication problems, and then there are 2 division problems. Just like we did with addition, subtraction. 2 addition, 2 subtraction, but we're doing multiplication, division. All right, now when we do multiplication, we take our 4 and our 3. Those are our factors, they're called, and the product, the answer is 12. Remember, the 12 here is going to be the answer when we multiply. Now to find the other fact family, we commutative property. 3 times 4 equals 12. All right, now to make the multiplication sentences, we take the product, we take the answer, and we write it first. Okay, then we take one of the factors and divide. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Then we start with 12 again, divided by, and we switch. 4 equals 3. Okay, now these answers are called the product. Multiplication answers are the product. These division answers are called the quotient. Okay, so that's one way we can think about multiplication division. They go together in a fact family. So that can help us, especially next year in 3rd grade when you're starting to memorize the facts. Okay, now the other thing to think about with multiplication division is something we also did with addition subtraction, and that's a part-part whole chart. Okay. The answer, the whole in multiplication is called the product. All right, so this is the whole. So let's say the whole is 24. Okay, so where I'm going to put these are the parts. Okay, and the parts in multiplication actually are called factors. Okay, so these are the parts. Whenever you are missing the whole, it's part times part. You multiply. That will equal the whole. So 3 times 8 is going to equal 24. Okay, when you are missing a part, you have to divide. So it will be the quotient. Actually, I'm going to put the whole, sorry, it is the quotient, but the whole, actually it's not the quotient, sorry, divided by a part equals the other part. So 24 divided by 8 equals 3. So we can use a part-part whole chart to do multiplication and division the same way we did with addition subtraction. Okay, we're going to be talking today when we do division. Our lesson today is going to be repeated subtraction. That's going to be a model, a math model for division. Okay, just like we did with addition where we added the same number over and over, this time we're going to start with a whole and we're going to subtract the same number over and over, repeated division. All right, so you're going to need to stop this and you're going to need to get your workbook. You also are going to need the times 5 page that has the airplane on it. And this is lesson 1, part 1. So if you'll go to division, lesson 1, part 2.